drawer box that it has. I was like, oh snap, dude! Yo, check these out.
Oh snap, dude!
Nice.
Yeah,
I missed
like,
the
That
air
looks
bacons. I'm still kicking
crazy.
myself for it.
Those are fire, like literally.
yeah, I was so happy to get these. Like
those shoes are on fire.
But I missed what you said, yo. What was
the
that?
air bacon release they had?
Oh yeah,
I missed those, and I'm still kicking myself. If I might just buy resale on that.
Yeah.
Brandon, I'm colorblind, but I think your contrast is like a little high or something like that.
Well, hold on, because in order to, this is gonna suck.
Well, you fix that. I'm gonna run the intro.
Don't tell me what to do, pal.
Troll.
Right.
Troll
no, he's a troll fighter.
I am.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I might just have to leave the cast for a second in order to open up my app to change the camera. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You're watching Midweek Geeks. I got it right this time. My name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an awesome show scheduled for you, as always. It's going to be a fun one. And, Steven.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Jar Jar.
Hey!
What's going on?
Yo.
Give me one moment. Something decided to pop up.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Not in that way.
Pardon me.
A little bit too early for that one.
Hey, Carrie. Happy Wednesday.
Hey, Tom, Carrie.
Doug.
Much better.
Yeah, you know what it was? My computer reset overnight for updates, and when that happens, I always have to reset the camera settings. And I did not realize earlier today when I got it set up that it always does this automatically. It clicks on backlight compensation, and that's what was on. So it wasn't the contrast setting itself. It was just straight up like weird auto backlighting, which like I'm already fucking translucent as it is. Fucking need that, like end up just looking like Communion from Whitley Strieber's fucking novel. I come in peace. Right. So yeah, what's up?
The Angry Mouse.
Yeah, what's up, Angry Mouse?
I know. So,
hi guys. Hey, Ike, get the fuck out.
I was trying to do a thumbnail for tonight, and I started playing around with the Microsoft Bing image creator, and I told it to create a mean Mickey Mouse.
We've entered the creepypasta territory.
I think.
Well, it did what you asked it to.
I know. Yeah.
So
I mean,
why
the artwork
were you asking for that?
Oh, so I was gonna put it in the thumbnail.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but I
I just do that once a week just to see what
I
happens.
just see an angry Mickey.
but I put a little internet troll in our thumbnail today, and also Bo-Katan, and then Zelda, and I'm sure a bunch of other stuff we'll be chatting about. Yeah. Hey, Rich. Nice. The Bing creator is cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mr. Davis.
What was Rich saying about his results on last night? Oh, wait, what?
Had my results on.
I'm guessing it's about camera settings. What we were talking about, I would assume. I don't because other.
Remind us, Rich. You know my memory is not the best. Matter of fact, last night, like they were talking about the previous week's show.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Leo
yeah.
Totally forgot he was on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if this last week you speak of.
That's what happens when we spend a weekend at the marijuana convention.
Yeah, he was wearing his shirt.
Yep.
Oh, Roosevelt. Okay, that's not the thing you wrote.
Nope.
Yes, indeed. Yes, that is correct.
Beautiful shirt.
I did. I think I've gotten a shirt for every single person on the show.
Yep. I got to wear mine to GamerCon. Lots of people commented on it. The ladies loved it until they found out that I would stare at myself in the mirror while wearing 3D glasses.
Well, you don't tell them that part, dude. I'm just some things it's okay to keep to yourself.
My wife hasn't taught me that.
Fair enough.
Back to the Future, the musical.
Oh,
what is this? Just on your radar?
Yeah.
I signed up for the pre-sale last year.
Whoa.
Because they were announcing, they announced it last year, and
isn't it what the hell is his name? Oh shit, Peter? No. Oh, the guy who was in.
They announced the cast like a month ago.
The producers and
Roger Bart as Doc Brown.
Roger Bart. I wanted to say Peter Bart, but that's like a critic. Yeah, Roger Bart.
Casey likes his Marty.
Marty!
Whoa.
Actually,
Doc, I have to tell you about the future.
it's interesting that they're doing.
How did they find us?
That Art of the Deal guy has a show on NBC, and a bunch of assholes elect the president.
It's interesting that they're doing this as a musical, and a lot of people are, you know, it did a run in London, and a lot of people are praising it. So,
I really think almost anything can be put to a musical. Like, I almost I'd probably watch it. Oh, okay, all right, you win. You win. I mean,
Sophie's Choice.
It would be definitely a sad musical, but like. At some point, no more wire hangers.
That was Mommy Dearest.
Oh yeah, Mommy Dearest. Sorry, I went wrong with that on Sophie's Choice. Oh, we got Zelda footage.
Yeah, this was released yesterday. 10 minutes of gameplay from the new Zelda game.
I'm with you, Leo. I'm sick of having to make everything.
Yeah.
I just want to play the adventure and like save the princess again.
Yep.
I know.
I'll go a step further. I want a fucking Game Shark or a Game Genie because I'm sick and tired of playing video games and having it feel like a second fucking job. I'm all set with that shit.
Dude, I was playing Katamari the other day and I'm just like, please, what I wouldn't give for some cheat codes.
Yeah, like, remember when you used to play video games to like unwind and like decompress? And now you like finish your regular everyday shit and you're like, all right, time to go raise my blood pressure with this bullshit.
Oh yeah, there are some games that like when I'm done playing, like my hands are shaking. You know, I don't get to play that much either. Like the new friggin' not the new one, but the one that came out last year, the Metroid Dread.
Yeah,
like holy shit, it's an awesome game, but you get like panic attacks playing the game.
I can't play it. I wanted to play it because, like, God damn it, the nostalgia of Metroid. one of the coolest cheat codes ever. Justin Bailey. If you put that in, you get the automatically. She's Seamus, and like.
I've actually been engrossed in a game recently for the PS5 called Hogwarts Legacy.
Well, before you get into that, so they were just showing the newest part of the game is you can fuse weapons. So instead of having a branch that breaks, they fused a branch with a stone, and obviously there's no like weight differential. Like he has no problem like carrying them. Matter of fact, it changes size. Like yeah.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, when it's in his backpack, it's so much smaller. Like what the heck?
I haven't seen the gameplay.
No realism.
This is the first time I'm seeing this. It looks interesting. It looks the same.
It looks like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
yeah, it really does.
Some new mechanics, but
yep.
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But
so this is a cool thing. This is pretty much the only cool thing I thought in the game. In the gameplay, they're gonna fuse a eyeball with a arrow to make it a like
so you can
heat
see
seeking.
where it goes.
Yeah, like
like a seeker.
Yeah. But yeah, you build a boat. Like, why do you want to build a boat?
You
Probably
get to sing the Lonely Island song.
You get too tired swimming after a while.
And then there's a section where they show building a car, I think.
Yeah, this is like in
car?
Kingdom Hearts where
Well, I mean, there's a motorcycle in what you call them, Breath of the Wild. So
yeah,
it's not.
Oh, I haven't made it to that point. In all honesty, I mean, I have the game. I barely listen. I mean, I grew up with the rule in my house being we were not allowed to play video games during the week, and because of that, I read and played outside with my friends far more often than, you know, a lot of my other buddies who would just post up with their NES and then eventually like Sega Genesis and what have you. I was only allowed to play on Saturdays and up to like 4 or 5 p.m. on Sundays. And, you know, because of that, I spent a lot of time at the library, which was literally a street away from where I lived. They knew me there. And because of that, video games, I had a very finite amount of time in which I could play video games. So rather than get stressed out over games that might take forever to play, even if you were playing, you know, 5, 6, 7 days a week, I would play with my friends. I eventually saved up my shekels and got like a Game Genie for Super Nintendo. And it was all easy breezy, you know, wine and cheesy. And it just never became that important to me to incorporate video games into like my regular routine. And I'm not knocking anybody that's the case for. I just feel very fortunate, as much as I couldn't wrap my head around it as a child. As an adult, I'm like, oh, thank God my parents did that. Like, it's bad enough that I'm geared towards movies and comic books. If I was trying to stay on top of like video games on a regular basis, I mean, I wouldn't be doing this podcast. I'd be like, I'd love to come on, guys, but you know, I'm not. Nobody's gonna beat Link's Awakening for me or whatever. But like this shit just looks frustrating.
I get the whole thing. Like the kids growing up nowadays, they're all about like the Minecraft type of game, the building. You know, oh, you can do anything in the game, but like, why? What happened to games just being games? Like an adventure game, you know, like
I mean, it
Zelda.
is an adventure still.
Yeah, but it seems like it's, and I know it's not out yet, so we don't know the full story yet. But it seems like it's more geared on.
I mean, I'm guessing it has something to do with the Triforce, a princess named Zelda, some real dick dude named either Ganon or Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Well, to add to that, Leo, what you were saying, modern games now, most like a majority of them, a bulk of the game is most of them are cutscenes.
Oh yeah,
and that's the annoying thing. Back in the old days, a game, you pop it in, you play it, and you're entertained. You may
I remember just striving for that cutscene, get in there and be like, oh,
yeah.
like Final Fantasy games.
I mean, look at the first Resident.
Now 90% of the beginning of the game is cutscene.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the first Resident Evil game for PlayStation. It was, FMV. They were using real actors, and then those were the cutscenes. It was invented for the time, even though Sega CD did it before them.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, Ninja Gaiden for the regular NES. That you like?
Oh yeah,
played the hell out of that to get those cool ninja cutscenes.
Oh yeah, Ninja Gaiden was.
Well, yeah, but they weren't really motion scenes.
No.
Have you tried to play the newer Ninja Gaidens?
No.
Can't do it.
No.
I suck.
Listen, man, the last time I was like honestly jazzed up about a video game, like seriously, like over the fucking moon, was back when like Oddworld Abe's Exodus came out for PlayStation 1. I love those fucking games. I don't like the shit that came after. I don't like Munch's Odyssey or Stranger's Wrath, but the ones involving Abe and his whole deal, those were awesome.
Yeah.
I'm actually
hold on 1 second. Carrie says I stick to RPGs and need to have a fishing element to them. My favorite fishing mechanic is from Dark Cloud 2. I would spend days on end on my PS2 just fishing. I did the same when I was playing WoW. Just fish for days, and it's relaxing. And Tom Dog says Pac-Man had cutscenes too.
To answer Carrie's question, and I was saying it earlier, I like RPGs as well. Like I like action games.
I don't think she asked a question. She made a statement.
He was just trying to talk, so he's like, "Let me just say something so I can actually speak for once."
Go for it, Steve. Go for it,
speak.
Steve.
Sorry, I just have a headache. I had it all day.
And you thought coming on here was gonna make it better?
Anyway, the answer, I wanted to.
Is that straw long enough?
I've been playing this game on the PlayStation 5 called Hogwarts Legacy, and then I wanted to say there was a game I've been waiting to try, and I haven't played it yet. I played the demo. I'm gonna buy it next week. Resident Evil 4 for the PlayStation.
How is that?
The demo? Great.
Yeah, that's great.
Great.
Oh, you want a 5-letter fucking sentence, or
I was making fun of Jeremy. I was teasing him because you said it's great, and Jeremy said, "Oh, it's great." Like,
quote John McClane. You got any aspirin? I've had a bad fucking headache all day long.
Just make fists with your feet, Steve. Take your shoes and socks off and grab the carpet with your toes. Make fists with your feet.
I downloaded a demo for the new Diablo.
How was the wait time?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't
Diablo. Like, hold on, wait. You mean like
Diablo 4? Because people are complaining about the.
They're still making fucking Diablo. What fucking year is it right now?
What year is it?
When I connected to the internet, was there like a high pitched whistling and then a bunch of warbling and trilling? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the big thing is people are complaining about the wait time and getting into the game.
I haven't even tried playing it.
Is there a new Duke Nukem game coming out soon too?
Wait,
there
what?
could be.
I mean, I think there's a new System Shock.
What? When? Where? What?
I'm saying, is there? I'm just making fun of the fact that like
I'm replaying Red Dead too. So
nothing new under the sun.
Red Dead was such a good game. I need to.
It is.
I still never finished it, but
it still is too complicated though, because you have to hunt everything. There's like so many different friggin'
you guys are a bunch of suckers.
Find.
I just go to YouTube and watch all the fucking
I do too.
Together like a goddamn movie. I'm like, why do I even need to play the game? I got
the only time I do that would watch the whole cutscenes for a full movie would be for Ghostbusters the video game. If I'm in a marathon for
that would
Ghostbusters
be cool.
1, 2.
I have done exactly that, Steve. I know exactly what you mean. I've done exactly that. Here's a fun thing. You should incorporate the fan film Freddy versus Ghostbusters.
Ooh.
Because there is a reference to it in Ghostbusters the video game.
Let me write this down. Keep going.
That's all I got.
Continue.
It's not like I had a list. I was like, here's item number 1 on the list of things you should look out for, Steven. Nope, the list was the one thing.
A shrubbery.
A shrubbery.
Carrie says, Jeremy, that's what the kids are for. You train them to farm early and increase their allowance for all the trade skill elements that they do for you if you don't enjoy that part. See, Red Dead, that's what I like.
Oh, in the game.
Yeah, like Red Dead.
Right?
That's the type of game, like, I would, when I was playing, I would just, okay, I'm gonna be a cowboy now, just roaming around the Old West, just enjoying it. That's the type of game where you become the game,
Take it in.
You're riding my horse down towards the sunset.
But
horizon is my goal.
It's not just that. It's kind of like you want to get the 100% completion because it's
fuck that. I never even finished it. I just being a cowboy.
It's like, I'm a realist, my friend.
That's where I thought
I spent my life doing that.
When it comes to Rockstar games, I'm a fucking completionist. I was a completionist.
Steve,
GTA 5.
you have time. I do not.
A couple things. To say 100% completion, isn't that a little redundant? Because if it's 100%, that's when it's complete.
It's completed.
No,
yeah.
For Rockstar games, you have the core missions that you do, but that's only like
10% of the game.
No, that's like 65% completion. Then you have to do the
so
side missions.
How much percent completion would you say that is?
65%.
All right, so let's say you have
35%.
65% completion, right? That means, and just follow me on this, you haven't completed everything for the game, which means it's not complete. It means it's 65% complete.
Yeah, he was saying that like just the core missions is 65% of the game.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I understand the mechanics behind it all. I'm being very semantic right now.
Yeah, I know.
Incredibly so.
If you
I don't know if any of you picked up on that.
What would you say is 100%?
You'd have to do the side mission.
Oh, that's complete plus.
Do all the hunting.
The hunting, the treasure hunting.
I'm cheating on the treasure hunting horribly. I'm just all over the YouTube.
Can I please just have video games where I can type in the fucking term pot of gold and shit like that again, where I can just go into God mode and do whatever the fuck I want? Like,
I mean, anytime I've played GTA, that's literally what I've done.
Yes,
but the last game I've
like GTA is literally. I got some frustration to let out.
Break out the cell phone.
That was
put in the cheat code. Yeah,
GTA. I never really finished because it was every time you played, you just get a friggin' wanted level of 5 and sit there. You already had all the weapons.
Cheat code for that.
That was a game for me. That literally was a game for me. Like that was my only goal. I turned it like, okay, I'm just gonna see how much shit I can fuck up.
Yeah.
Listen, without giving away like my own extracurricular activities whilst a teenager and very young 20-something, I ran away from enough cops in real life, like legitimately.
Or
the video games appeal in that regard just was very low for me personally. Like, I was not as heavy as I am now, but I am still asthmatic. And it was like Hellraiser every single time we had to fucking book it from the 5-0. You know, the popo was around the corner. And I mean, normally probably hanging out by some stairs somewhere, lighting things on fire and breathing near them, if you catch my drift. With my friends standing in a sort of roughshod circle, you know. Yeah, look at this thing I lit on fire. You want to hold it for a second? Oh, I do. And just pass it to the left as you go around. Yeah. I think you guys are picking up what I'm throwing down. But of course, I mean, we weren't brilliant because the stairs that we like to go to were literally the stairs to a junior high school. So, like, not great to be caught with that stuff right there at all.
Carrie says, explain to me why Castlevania has 200 to 206% completion, though. Did they just do that to piss people off?
It sounds like the answer to that question is yes.
Yeah, it's like Perk Plus putting 2 in 1. How can you put 2 in 1?
Castlevania's Konami, right?
Only 1 fits into 1.
Gary,
I know was made.
I know a guy that's a big Castlevania fan. Did you know gaming? Ask him. He could probably answer that. I have no idea.
His name is Dirk Alucard. Nothing suspicious about that at all.
So what happened to Perlmutter?
What?
Oh, he was given the stanky boot by fucking Walt Disney Picture Company. They get the fuck out of here, right? What is going on? I'm hearing an echo.
That was amazing for a second.
Yeah, it's gone. Sounds like it.
All right. He was basically at the stage where he was running all of the Marvel television stuff, and Kevin Feige had to wrest control from Ike Perlmutter's grip of Marvel Studios, and he was able to do that, like get Bob Iger on his side. And I would say it was definitely beneficial for all of the film projects altogether, because Ike Perlmutter is fucking giant wanker. He sucks out loud. He didn't think that female characters or people of color pushed merchandise, and therefore they were essentially non-starters as intellectual properties, particularly solo intellectual properties. I believe he is the one who notoriously made some kind of comment about when they got rid of Terrence Howard for Iron Man and hired Don Cheadle for Iron Man 2, that nobody would notice.
Oh, wow.
And not for nothing, what? Like, that is wildly inhuman and inappropriate. I mean, inappropriate being the lower tier, the most innocuously diplomatic thing you could say in regards to that situation. Not to mention, like, how dare you disrespect Terrence Howard's absolutely beautiful eyes, you son of a bitch. But no, like, I will say, in all honesty, I think for dramatic chops, I don't mind that Terrence Howard was replaced by Don Cheadle. I think he sells it a little more. I buy his maturity as Rhodey a bit more than Terrence Howard. But I never had a problem with him altogether. And you got to remember, he was one of the big draws for Iron Man, not Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
So I actually think he was well within his rights to ask for more money when it came to Iron Man 2. And instead, that was all Ike Perlmutter, who was like, nah, fucking cut him.
Yeah, because back then he was recently off Show Me the Money.
Hustle and Flow?
Hustle and Flow, dude.
Hustle and Flow?
Yeah, Hustle and Flow. Are you confusing him with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Oh, no.
In the hood.
Oh.
You just said Show Me the Money. That's from Jerry Maguire, which stars Cuba Gooding Jr. Leo,
no, he's Hustle and Flow. He played a pimp wanted to be a break in the rap industry.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's a really good
Mafia
movie.
Won Oscar.
I mean, it's not like one that you fucking rewatch every week.
No, but like you should definitely have it in your movies watched.
Yeah, you should check it out, Leo, for sure. Like, just join the zeitgeist circa 2006, man. You'll love it.
Speaking of the 2000s and Marvel, looks like, and we talked about this yesterday, but news coming out today looks like it's going to be even more. Is 2008 is rearing its head again with Hulk, and
sure,
I'm confused.
I know what you mean, Leo, but like, let's just say,
yeah. So
what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, Liv Tyler has been confirmed for Captain America 4, And I was reading an article today. It sounds like Captain America 4 might be a back end to another Hulk movie.
Hold on, wait. You mean to say that the same movie that they're going to have Harrison Ford play General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, Liv Tyler is also going to show up playing the character that she once did in one of the previous movies?
Yeah.
AKA his daughter.
Yeah. And
Yes,
then,
indeed. Yes, thank you. I did not mention that about Yo-Yo. People like, so what? What? Fucking Harrison Ford's in it. Why the fuck does that mean she be in it? Their father and daughter as characters. The devil, you say? I don't. I can't believe they do that.
I also read what She-Hulk's supposed to be in it. Hulk's supposed to be in it. And who's the big brain dude?
Oh yeah, and Captain America,
the leader.
Oh, and that guy, that fellow,
and the rest,
featuring Captain
the big
America.
green guy.
You know what? Fuck all that noise. I want to see Rick Jones. Damn it! I've seen Martin Starr play the same character canonically in both Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk, and I still haven't seen Rick Jones in a single fucking Hulk project.
Yeah.
The reason Bruce Banner became the Hulk in the goddamn comics
was saving him.
Saving Rick Jones.
Did you see? Totally off topic, but it's Martin Starr, right?
That would certainly one of the names I just said. What are you getting at though?
Freaks and Geeks reunion. Did you see that?
Oh,
no, I did not.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah, the three of them playing D&D for I guess a promo for D&D.
Yep.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, they did a.
Oh, that's hold on. Wait a fucking second. Leo, do you mean to say a few of the cast members from Freaks and Geeks played a game of Dungeons and Dragons to promo the new movie that's coming out?
Yes.
Oh,
that is not a Freaks and.
Well, it's.
God damn it, Leo! I swear to God, that's not a Freaks and Geeks.
It's
reunion.
A partial reunion, you know,
a mini reunion.
That's three actors that used to be on a show doing a fucking promo.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've been in other movies and shows together as well.
Yeah, but Martin Starr is like he's a national treasure.
He's my choice.
I thought that was Nicolas Cage.
And Nicolas Cage too. Yeah,
he is the greatest.
Yeah, Martin Starr in The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton. He's the kid watching the door that he gives the pizza to like kind of bribe him to let him in.
Yep.
That same character is the one who ends up becoming one of the teachers at Peter Parker's high school in the Spider-Man Home movies.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. And like they straight up said, like, oh yeah, no, that is the same character. He is playing the same person. I'm like, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Way to show up in different Marvel movies that aren't actually owned by Marvel. Quality stuff.
Yeah,
it's Incredible Hulk is Universal and Spider-Man is Sony. So one of these days you'll be in the real MCU and be a real boy. Hey,
poor guy.
Keep your Marvel mitts off my property, fucker.
The angry race is back.
So, Brandon,
don't make me go all Perlmutter on your ass.
You were battling trolls. I didn't read the whole thing. What's going on?
Oh, it's just a couple of folks on a particular site where people like to type out their opinions in reaction to certain topics and subtopics, if you catch my drift.
Isn't that every social media platform these days?
You pick up on context clues.
Yeah. You might have read it before, but
yes, you may have read it.
I got the
hint. You may not have read it.
No, I got the hint.
I was in a group and there were a couple of guys who were just mouthing off about the DCU as moving forward. Like once the plan that James Gunn, Peter Safran, and their brain trust has started, because it is not started yet. I mean, it starts with Superman Legacy, which they were very straightforward about when they made the announcement. But
I thought it starts with Flash.
Nope. It starts with Superman Legacy.
Yeah. That is, what did they call it?
I was going to make a really bad joke.
Do it.
I thought it started with 1.
But yeah, it's
That's what we're here for.
But these the thing is, these folks were pointing at Shazam and saying like, oh, this is doing this, this isn't even going to make as much as Wonder Woman 84 or the Suicide Squad. And I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you folks? Like, I just don't understand. How do these people, honestly, these fucking idiots go and just completely like do like a fucking dolly cutout around the goddamn shit that actually happened over the past few years? Like, okay, that's great that you're focusing on the fact that these movies came out. Are you not part of society anywhere? Like, do you understand what was going on and what wasn't going on? To compare, like, they were like, oh, Suicide Squad fucking bombed. I'm like, all right. The Suicide Squad, as directed by James Gunn, came out in 2021. It released simultaneously on HBO Max when it was put in theaters. On top of that, it was still summertime in the midst of the goddamn pandemic. People were starting to trickle out into things, but there wasn't a large amount of people going anywhere. And to top it off, the Suicide Squad had to fight against what everybody thought about the movie that preceded it, Suicide Squad from 2016, which, let's be real, it's not a good movie.
No.
At all.
I almost didn't see the Suicide Squad because of it. And I would have done myself a big disservice.
No, 100% correct. I agree.
I saw it in the theater and I wasn't impressed by it either.
What?
The first?
The ones you guys are talking about.
We're saying that 2016 Suicide Squad was terrible.
Yeah.
And the Suicide Squad was good.
Yeah. That's what I'm agreeing on.
Yeah, you just said that you didn't.
You saw something in the theater.
Yeah, you saw something. Was it the Suicide Squad you saw in the theater? The James Gunn one?
I saw both of them in the theater.
Okay. Yeah. But what I'm getting at though is it had to fight against the general opinion of that first movie that it was a sequel / continuation of, and it had a lot working against it. Ease of accessibility at people's homes. The fact that people thought it was just going to be some of the same old bullshit that happened in the first movie. Completely understandable. I get it. But, these fucking dill holes that are trying to act all brilliant. They're like, oh yeah, well, that's bullshit that you're saying, this, that, and the other thing, because how come all these other movies made money that year? I'm like, and I literally looked at the top 25 movies worldwide gross. And the vast majority of them, were sequels, continuations of long-standing characters, or remakes of cult classics. Straight up. It was not like, we're talking like James Bond, No Time to Die. Mm-hmm. Fast and the Furious 9. Or whatever it is. Not 9, but one of the fucking fast.
Whatever number they're on.
Yeah.
F9.
Yeah.
Faster and more furious.
There was a number of them. Cruella, for crying out loud, which, like, once again, long-standing character. There's like built-in familiarity. And then they tried to say like, oh yes, Spider-Man made like $2 billion. I'm like, what was it? Spider-Man made like $2 billion and The Conjuring 3 made like 200 something million dollars, almost $300 million. I was like, okay, once again, you're talking about the third part of a franchise for each one of those movies respectively, one of which, the $2 billion maker there, is one of the most popular superheroes in the entire world, and the project had been hyped up for months as likely containing all 3 live action film actors as their version of Peter Parker and Spider-Man in this one movie. Oh yeah. You're absolutely correct to compare. You're absolutely correct to compare Spider-Man No Way Home to the Suicide Squad sequel that had to make up for the diaper mess that was the 2016 movie. And then I was like, not for nothing, but Peacemaker was on HBO Max, which is a continuation of the story that started being told in that movie, The Suicide Squad. And it was incredibly high rated and critically lauded. Not to mention the Suicide Squad in 2021, the same year that Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, was the #1 streamer on that service for the entirety of the year of 2021.
Well, the point of accessibility is...
And it was the 7th most streamed movie out of all the different streaming services in 2021.
Yeah.
A superhero movie.
Yeah.
But the issue is making the assumption that being successful in the theaters dictates if it's a good movie or not.
I hate this made money though. Okay, that's great. That doesn't mean it's a great fucking movie. It just means enough people went to go see it.
Remember Morbius made money too.
Yeah, Morbius.
Well, if you think of it though, streaming makes more money because how often do you go to the theater? You figure you're going to the theater once, you'll pay $20 for your ticket, but you're paying $20 for HBO. A month.
Who picked up HBO Max just because they were doing direct to streaming during that year?
Totally.
I know I got it because of that.
Not me.
Yeah, because you lose the amount per household.
I had the. Oh, go ahead.
So you have multiple people in the household. If you go to the movies, they're going to make more out of that.
Oh yeah.
So that's the trade-off.
My whole household watched it.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it was all in a conversation about Shazam: Fury of the Gods, which I saw and I really enjoyed.
I can't wait to see that. Actually,
I really liked it, and I think there is something to be said for some of these clowns were just shitting on it and saying Peter Safran's fucking 0 for 2 now with Black Adam and now this, and I was like, well, yeah, he also produced Aquaman and Peacemaker, but let's just focus on the shit that gives confirmation bias, right? And that's what I kept calling them out on. I'm like, you just have tunnel vision. You're only looking at the things that prove that what you think is correct and not the entirety of the picture. I literally was trying to explain to them the terms market share and brand awareness, and they were just like, whatever, man.
What?
You're just a James Gunn fan. I'm like, what? No, honestly, I don't think the guy shits ice cream and walks on water. He's done stuff I like. He's done stuff I don't like. It's just I'm not myopic and pessimistic about what is going to be coming up. It just doesn't make sense to me. Get mad about something that is literally 2.5 years away. Sure.
All because they took away your Snyderverse.
I know.
Henry Cavill was the best Superman ever. Yeah, well, talk to anybody from fucking 1941 to 1979. See what their answer might be to that question, because I guarantee the actor's name is likely going to be different.
Yeah. Henry Cavill was a great Superman, but so was Christopher
as great
Reeve.
As he was allowed to be.
Yeah. Looks wise.
I think that's what they're trying to say because.
Yeah. But
that makes sense because it's all based on superficial bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
I will.
Hold on, Steven. Before what the fuck was I going to say?
Henry Cavill was great Superman.
Yeah, but you still can't beat Christopher Reeve. He had the heart and soul of Superman. But what I hated about the whole debacle with Shazam, midday Friday, the Snyder cultists were already screaming to the top of their lungs, "Oh my God, it's a flop! It's and how many people did they stop from going to the theater because they were in mass screaming, "Oh my God, it's a terrible movie, it's a flop," and whatnot.
I'd like to see I'd like to see their stubs for the theater that they went to see it in. Then they're gonna speak their thoughts on it.
Well, here's the thing too. It's not just that, but the fact that Black Adam most certainly hurt Shazam: Fury of the Gods. There's no way with the first movie, Shazam having been like fairly successfve. All right?
Shazam was awesome.
It was really good,
and I like Fury of the Gods maybe a little bit more, to be perfectly honest, because we have already been introduced to the characters and how they become super and all that, and we're able to delve into a little bit more of who they are individually, especially Freddy. There's a focus on Jack Dylan Glazer as Freddy in this movie, which I really enjoyed. But Black Adam is clearly, at least tangentially, connected somehow to the other dude with a red suit and cape with a lightning bolt on his chest. I mean, it's the same damn design, just different color scheme. I don't think it did Shazam any favors to have Black Adam be such a paint by the numbers affair, and apparently this is true. It's been confirmed by Zachary Levi. Dwayne Johnson straight up was like, "No, you are not putting Shazam at the end of this movie. It's going to be Superman. I'm going to fight Superman." It's like, dude, what the fuck are you on about? Like, that is literally your character's Superman. Like, that's who you should be going up against. That would have been honestly far more sensible and have more ramifications moving forward for each one of those movies than Superman showing up.
Oh yeah,
story wise, and especially for something that happens. This is not a spoiler. Just watch, like, there's 2 credits scenes in Fury of the Gods. There's one that if it had gone the way that they wanted to, or even the way it was executed, it would have lined up a bit with some of the shit that you saw, especially towards the end of Black Adam. And it's like they had planned on doing it, and then Dwayne Johnson was like, no. And they had to change it up, and that was that.
Well, that probably answers my question that I was going to ask.
I would like to know the marketing budget, because I feel like it was not as marketed as much as the first movie. That probably also hurt it a lot.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, they may have been gun shy because of the movie that they just did. I can't speak to it. I honestly can't. I think maybe part of it too is like, let's just let this ride because we got the Flash coming out soon, and it's just gonna kick everything into high gear for doing the thing. But Steve, what were you gonna ask? You were like, "Oh, that answers my question," but we have no idea what your question may have been.
The question I was gonna ask was, when you look at DC's timeline and they break it down, you know how you have, James Gunn's plan for the movies in the middle, you have Superman Legacy and, all that stuff in the middle, but then you have the alternate timeline films and Shazam, Aquaman, and Flash, but then you have his Elseworlds on the bottom. We all know Flash is going to be...
What's his Elseworlds? Because, that's just the Batman at this point. No, seriously, Steve, I'm not giving you a hard time. It's literally just the Batman. It's Matt Reeves, the Batman.
I know. I'm just trying to understand. I don't have it fucking in front of me. Okay.
All right, pal. I'm not giving you a fucking attitude. I don't think you give one to me. There's no need for that. I'm asking you honest fucking questions. And to just be very fucking clear, I was saying to you, there's not numerous Elseworlds in any fucking list anywhere. Because right now, the only thing that qualifies as a fucking Elseworld is Matt Reeves' The Batman and the Penguin series that's going to be on HBO Max. All right? So you slow your fucking roll, dude.
Sorry. I was going to ask you, with this alternate timeline that they have with Flash, Aquaman, and Shazam, You can spoil it for me. I don't care.
No, that's not an alternate timeline, bud.
Then why is it?
Okay, go ahead. Why is what?
Please let me finish, please. This is going to be an alternate timeline. If you answered it, it's not an alternate timeline. Then why is it with Flash and Aquaman in that tier?
Why is what with that in what tier?
Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
Because it's one of the movies taking place before Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, starts with Superman Legacy, which I had actually briefly touched upon at the beginning of this entire conversation. Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, the plan that James Gunn and Peter Safran have come up with, does not start until Superman Legacy. So the Flash is acting as a reset point, and then we're going to get Blue Beetle and Aquaman.
Yep.
After that. And then the next movie after all that is Superman Legacy in 2025. So these movies are the last bit of what came before. And then once these are done, it's all the stuff that they're planning on that they
Gods and Monsters. Whether or not these characters move on into that realm is to be seen.
Yeah. I think that there's honestly a strong possibility that we'll see Jason Momoa continue as Aquaman, because that is like the most money that any of these movies have made at any point in time. But I think maybe so far Gal Gadot is looking like she may be able to continue on as Wonder Woman. I don't know. I think we've all seen Wonder Woman 84, and I don't think any single one of us would say that was a good movie. No. But I don't think that was Gal Gadot's fault. That was the writing and what she was told to do, how she was directed overall. I think with a different project, that would be fine for her to continue on. It's not like Gal Gadot has. She doesn't look like she's aged a day since she first showed up at the end of Batman v Superman, for crying out loud. So if she can pull it off, then she's willing to do it. Then absolutely. I don't think we need people, going nuts and trying to get Alexandra Daddario in as Wonder Woman. No, thank you.
For the record, I wasn't getting mad at you. I'm just.
Well, your language said otherwise.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Well,
hey,
how about we all sweep it under the rug?
I'll sweep your fucking leg, Leo. I'll sweep you under the rug.
Sweep the leg. No. Karate. Oh, wow. Good for you, Leo.
I actually found out that
show the power.
Daniel's kick to his face was not an illegal move in that tournament.
Oh,
so
no?
Yeah, John, everyone that's all team Johnny and shit, nah, he won, man. He won. It's too bad.
I was pulling it up here. Yeah, Blue Beetle, Supergirl, Aquaman. We're getting Aquaman. That's December 25th. Blue Beetle is August.
Yeah, it's coming out this summer.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's Flash, Blue Beetle, Aquaman, right?
Yeah, so Flash is June, Blue Beetle is August, and then Aquaman is December. So that would mean Aquaman is part of the reset. If that movie's coming afterwards,
the rounding up.
Rounding
off.
No, it's not though. That's one of the things that's adding confusion for a lot of people. It's still, if anything, you will likely see like reverberations of what occurred in the Flash affecting the stories of Blue Beetle and Aquaman. Like we might start to see some of the changes that were initiated that ripple effect in the
so
Flash
like
through those, but overall, the hard reset and gearing towards a common like through line is going to be Superman Legacy.
Yeah, Superman Legacy is the start of Gods and Monsters.
Yeah.
But looking at, if you're splitting up between, DC timeline and Elseworlds, it looks like Shazam 2 is part of the DC timeline. Whether that's part of, say, like the New 52 break or not, not saying that Gods and Monsters is New 52, but, it's still part of the regular timeline.
Aquaman, Aquaman is basically going to be like your epilogue for all the old stuff, the DCEU, I guess you could say. And I mean, we don't even know what the future holds for Peacemaker. Like they put that on hold because how do they find a place for that and everything else that's going on?
Yeah. We forgot about Joker. We know that's in Elseworlds.
Oh, correct. Yes, Joker.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen the set photos have been coming out besides the
Harley Quinn?
Yeah, the Harley Quinn thing. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not super excited about this movie at all. I mean, as it was, like
it's not my Joker.
I was vaguely interested in the first movie, and then I saw it in theaters, and I was like, oh, so it's Taxi Driver. I got it.
Okay. Well, from what I've been hearing about it possibly being a musical, I mean, I'll still see it. I'm just
I want to. You just sold.
I mean, you have Lady Gaga, so I mean,
yeah,
might as well take
it makes
advantage.
Sense.
But like for me, I love musicals, but that's not like for me. It's not enough to get me to be all antsy in my pantsy about going to see the movie. Like I'm not really into what they were doing in the first movie. Like, Joker is Thomas Wayne's illegitimate kid, and
see, I didn't even know that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no worries. No plans to see it. So
yeah, it's several years old at this point.
Jar Jar, no plans to see it. We talked about doing a review on it on Splash Pages.
Did we? The Joker?
Yeah.
I thought
because Drew hasn't seen it either.
Oh, I thought we were doing Superman Legacy.
We're doing All-Star Superman.
All-Star Superman.
That's the next one, but Joker is in the plans.
Oh, damn you. Okay, I guess I do have to watch it.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. But regardless,
I've survived worse, I'm sure.
I enjoyed it, and I think it's the type of movie that it sparks discussion. Because
I'm sure, it'll definitely be better than
the Crow City of Angels can spark discussion too. I wouldn't say that it's fucking worth anybody's time.
No, I mean,
I wouldn't go. Like, hey, Steve, Yo, Jeremy, you got to check out the Crow City of Angels if you hadn't seen it. Why is it good? Oh no, it's deeply terrible. But at least we'll have a discussion about it.
Well, I remember when the Joker first came out. I remember seeing things differently than what other people saw. It's you can look at it in different ways.
Were you wearing your glasses?
Yeah.
It was upside down, but
I had them on. I had them on inside out though. Does that change the prescription? Is it like binoculars?
Just see my glasses.
Oh my god! Actually, hold them up again, Steve. Hold them up again.
Your eyes disappeared.
Wow, you're like my dad. I mean, when he was alive, not now. He can't see anything now. He's dead. But but yeah, my dad, like my dad's whole side of the family, they all have worn glasses since they were knee high to a grasshopper. And that always just blew my mind, how myopic the Irish side of my family is. So most of you are going to be legally blind and have dementia. That's going to be fun. Can't wait till the St. Patrick's Day parade.
I mean, I think I'm probably already getting early dementia because I forget things sometimes. So I don't know.
That's Alzheimer's.
Just kidding. Weren't we just talking about that?
We were talking about me forgetting the previous week's show. That's scary as all shit. So if you saw today's Mandalorian, not spoiling anything, but there was another big Rebels connection.
You can spoil it for me because I'm way behind.
Rebels connection. Oh man, I did watch it, and
I
guess
don't know the Rebels thing.
That would really do it for me if I knew anything about fucking Rebels.
Yeah, same. I haven't seen a lick of Rebels.
So Leo is the only person here.
Yeah.
So,
the four of us were like,
you know, the Rebel pilot that was trying to like get help.
Yes.
You know that big creature that came to talk to him in the bar?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That is a main character in Rebels.
Oh.
Oh. Well.
His
I did
name
not know that.
His name is Zeb.
Zeb.
Zeb. And he was voiced by the same guy that voiced him in the show.
That's cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that whole connection.
Yeah. So
what'd you think
Although
about
I didn't watch Rebels.
What'd you think about the episode overall, Leo? Like, no spoilers.
I really enjoyed it. It's I got a little misty-eyed at one point. It was
okay.
It's just how I am. How I'm built.
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to think about what moment that might have been, but
they're all coming together to right what was once put wrong.
I've seen some things about this episode.
And they're hoping that their next leap will be the leap home.
I've seen this show. Hold on.
wait a minute.
I've seen this. It's a classic.
I can.
By the way, I gotta tell you, if any of you out there, you guys, if you've ever liked Quantum Leap, the original show with Scott Bakula, I cannot recommend the continuation show that's on NBC right now enough.
Carrie, I did not catch the reference to Oak Island, but I did catch the Jaws reference.
Jaws reference?
All I know is I watched the episode and I got to the end of it and I was like, oh, I mean, I guess it makes sense that I watched the whole thing. But really, it only felt like the last 7 minutes mattered to me.
Yeah.
Just saying. So you guys can take that with you when you watch the show. Report back, I guess.
It was definitely a bit frustrating for him trying to get help, just to see how broken the Rebel Alliance is.
Yeah.
And that definitely opens up. You can see where they're opening doors to where that's going to go directly into the sequels, the reemergence or rebuilding of the Empire.
We know where it leads.
I know where it leads, but it's just
we all know where it leads because we've seen the new fucking movies.
I know that, but they're tying.
Oh my god! Because what's gonna happen to the fucking Republic now? Oh, the new Republic. Well, the First Order is gonna be formed. That's what's gonna fucking happen. Oh yeah, the angry redheaded guy. I remember now.
Is mentioned a certain actor who was in this week's episode?
No, because you don't know anything about anything.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know Rebels, so it's
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
Unless you were in the chat last week.
No, this has nothing. It's not anybody who's ever been connected with Star Wars before. It's just an actor.
Because
listen, it's Tim Meadows. Tim Meadows plays a character in the episode.
No, I was just because I missed that whole conversation last week. Because
you're referencing Ahmed Best showing up in
I pulled a Lenny from The Simpsons in the chat. I was like, "Hey, I've only been here a few minutes. What's going on?" And then the whole
hey, what's going on?
The whole chat was blowing up, and I was at work, and it was just like,
you came too late, Steven.
It's all good in the hood. I wouldn't bake your noodle too much about it.
No,
I like somebody's point of view of it where they were saying that Ahmed Best, it wasn't his retribution because he didn't need one. It was him being put there to piss off all the so-called fans. which I think was awesome.
Oh, I got into it with some trolls over it.
Yeah.
That's silly. Like,
I seem to think that's a common thread with all of us lately.
I'm a huge fan of Ahmed Best and Jar Jar and all that, and
he got a bad rap.
Me. He did. And it's all the fans' fault. People are like, "Oh, it's so nice that George Lucas did him dirty." I'm like, hold on, George Lucas didn't do him dirty. You people did him dirty.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. I remember seeing like making of stuff for the Phantom Menace when we were all waiting for it eagerly, and I remember vaguely having seen this fellow who was voicing this character of Jar Jar Binks on like the making of stuff. But before last week, you could have lined up 6 fucking dudes like the usual suspects and said, "All right, now tell me who's the voice of Jar Jar Binks, or I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head." I'd be like, "Shoot me, just do it." I'm not even gonna embarrass myself by absolutely picking the wrong person. Just fucking shoot. Just end it now. Just do it. You knew that I was gonna get it wrong, so you planned on killing me anyway. Just do the thing.
Just to bring it back to Mandalorian and the whole current Star Wars timeline. Well, not really timeline, but they're tying all the stories together. Cloning is playing a really big part. So they just ended Bad Batch.
Clooney's in it? Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he
doing a lot of this.
He's coming on as a Mandalorian. He's gonna have Mando nipples.
Ooh.
Actually, I want to chime into this real quick because did anyone know this, catch what the Flash's rating is? It's PG-13 for violence, strong language, or strong violence, language, and partial nudity.
Yeah, it's gonna show somebody's butt cheek real quick. Probably Michael Keaton's.
That's what I was gonna reference because it was probably gonna be they're gonna go probably full Schumacher on.
Gonna show him standing naked in front of the vault that he opens up with all the different bat suits in it. After he like cuts his hair down and everything, decides he's gonna go back to action one more time.
Or maybe the director Andy Muschietti is probably gonna pay tribute to Joel Schumacher and do the badass thing.
Or he's just gonna full on bat wing the camera and be like, "You want to see nuts? Let's get nuts!" I'm pretty proud of that. Oh boy.
They're gonna reference Lee Bermejo's bat dong. Just gonna show.
Oh yeah.
It would be funny if it was Ben Affleck because it would be like full circle for when he was in Mallrats, the Batman Adventures. You hear who they cast as Batman? No, who? That asshole from Fashionable Mail.
So yeah, Bad Batch ended, and they tied heavily into clones. Isn't
the show about a bad batch of clones?
Yes.
Yeah, but the storylines turned into more of the Empire getting rid of the clones, but also
getting rid of.
Yeah,
I think you mean murder.
Murder.
They did murder.
Technically, genocide.
Yep. They destroyed the Camino.
You guys could literally be making this shit up and be like, "Ooh." You could be saying the names of Girl Scout cookies right now and be like, "Oh, that's an interesting choice they made."
I like Camino.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, they decided to destroy all the caramel delights for some reason.
I mean, that could be the name of the new blueberry Girl Scout cookies that are probably going to go up on eBay.
Hey, let me finish here. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Everybody gets a turn tonight, apparently, Steve.
Okay, so they destroyed the water planet, the cloning facility. But just like Mando has the cloning scientist, Bad Batch has a cloning scientist as well. Actually, 2 of them. And one of them is another clone of another clone of Boba Fett or Jango Fett, actually.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
it sounds super succinct and straightforward.
But they have a secret plan for the Emperor that they're working on that involves cloning.
Somehow, Palpatine returned.
Somehow, he came back.
Yeah.
It's one of the funniest things.
They always come back. What?
Sometimes they come back.
Yeah, it's called box office dollars.
Send in the clones.
Okay, so yeah, that's all the Star Wars stuff I had. Just
Jonathan Majors has some allegations against him for domestic abuse or whatever, assault.
Which version of him though?
Well, that's what I was. Yeah.
Which variant?
I'm gonna go with the real life Jonathan Majors. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I mean, they're just allegations. You know, I'm not saying one way or the other if he did it or not. I'm not going to. I'm going to reserve judgment. That's what we should be doing.
Yes.
For anybody when something like this happens, male or female, it's no joke. That being said, when they came out with that, I was like, oh, all of a sudden, I guess we're gonna see Thanos come back to life in the MCU as the new villain. We're gonna get like a nice Poe Dameron explanation, like, oh my god, is that Thanos? Yes. Somehow Thanos returned. Oh. Well, I guess that's all the explanation we need.
Well, with everything that's going on in Disney right now, I'm surprised they'll retcon Thanos into that somehow.
You gotta see the whole rambling rant that Patton Oswalt did when he was on Parks and Rec. His character's doing a filibuster. They actually filmed him doing it. You can find it on YouTube. He does this whole thing where the Marvel universe crosses over with Star Wars, and it's all due to the Infinity Gauntlet. Like it's
and it was all ad lib too.
It was all ad lib. Yeah, he just kept going and going and going. And,
he fucking dorked out. He just that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's Patton Oswalt anyway. I mean, I remember watching the Comedians of Comedy and watching him and Brian Posehn like, oh no, it's Wednesday, we have to go to the comic book store here. And I was like, wait, what? And then they sit down and they're bagging and boarding all the new comics that they just bought. I was like, oh, nerds. And I can't remember who it was. I think it was Patton Oswalt was telling Brian. You got to remember, this is 2006, maybe 2007, maybe earlier than that. No, about that time. And he's like, oh, Brian Posehn's like, oh, what's that you're reading there? And Patton Oswalt's like, oh, this is Invincible by Robert Kirkman, the guy who does Walking Dead. Have you not read this? And he's like, no. He goes, oh my god, dude, hold on. And he like brought him back into the store and he's like, okay, now these are the issues you need. And like straight up was like, this series is amazing. And I was just like, oh shit, like Patton Oswalt reads Invincible. That's pretty cool. And it turns out over the years he has just been more and more playing with like, oh yeah, giant fucking dork.
Posehn is a major dork. I met him at Terrificon when he wasn't even appearing there, and I was just
that's awesome.
The dude out of the corner of my eye. I was just like, I know you. Hold on.
Well, actually, that was the same weekend I saw him at the comedy club at Mohegan.
Yeah,
he put on a good show.
No,
that is pretty cool.
Really nice guy.
Yeah,
gigantic too.
Yeah, on 6'4", and he dwarfed.
Looks like somebody plucked Big Bird.
He dwarfs you. Was he
not
on his
dwarf, but he was definitely
like. Was he on his knees? Like
had fake legs and pants, make it look like he was.
Anybody?
Tim Conway playing t-ball.
Anybody in their 40s got that.
Yep.
So we now have to ask ourselves a question. At least I do, because that's how my mind works. But we need to know who ripped off who, Wes Anderson or Apple.
I need more information.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more to go on there.
New Wes Anderson movie trailer dropped today, Asteroid City.
Asteroids.
So what does Apple have to do with this?
Yeah, I'm with Steve. Steve, what does
Okay,
Apple do with this?
It's a movie about a futuristic society, but their society is like stuck in the 50s. So it's like the year 3000 something, but everything's like in the 50s, like as they see, like, the future.
Cool.
That's the same thing as Hello Tomorrow. It's a futuristic show, but it's stuck in the 50s. So it's like as we thought the future would be in the 50s.
Is it? See, I've watched like the first few episodes of Hello Tomorrow, and it's good, but I hadn't caught what year it actually takes place in.
I don't think they really. I think it's supposed to be like present day, possibly.
Is it? Because I looked at it as like the 50s, but with all the stuff that they thought that they were going to be getting at some point.
See
that
like Chicago World's Fair type shit,
Yeah, it could be. It's very ambiguous. They don't really say the year, I don't think.
So then I guess right there that your argument for contrast and comparison falls apart, Leo. Sorry.
Well, that timeline that you were talking about for the movie, I wasn't getting the year 3000 vibes because I was getting more 19.
Oh, they say it's the year 3000 something. They actually say it in the trailer.
What's the name of it again?
Asteroid City.
Yeah, I put it in the chat earlier.
Asteroid City. Oh, hi, I'm Cy Greenbloom. I like their asteroids so much, I bought the company.
I mean, it looks like the film was filmed on a soundstage because you can see like but it looks interesting. I mean,
well, it definitely looks like a Wes Anderson movie,
Yeah. The only thing missing from it is Wes Anderson's most valuable actor that he uses in every film, and that's Bill Murray.
That's a assumption he's missing. He just could adopt it in.
He was originally cast in Steve Carell's role, but he contracted COVID-19 just before filming.
Oh.
Oh, okay, that explains it then.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, IMDb.
So let's see. Stars Margot Robbie, Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, Willem Dafoe, Scarlett Johansson, Steve Carell, Jeff Goldblum's in it. Matt Dillon.
It's like the third movie that Bryan.
Scientist.
It's the third movie that Bryan Cranston and Tom Hanks have been in together.
What's that beeping?
What is that?
I don't even.
Somebody got a phone that's getting messages or vibrating?
Not I.
Not mine.
I mean, my main phone's in my pocket. I do have like another phone up here, but I don't know if that's on.
But yeah, Bryan Cranston and Tom Hanks were both in That Thing You Do and Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston in That Thing You Do, he plays like a Neil Armstrong type that's on the variety show that the Wonders are about to perform on, where Peter Scolari plays the host from Bosom Buddy and Newhart. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's a Wes Anderson movie, so it's either going to be really interesting or
weird.
2 hours long. Yeah, that's going to be your main takeaway. As long as it's not like the Darjeeling Limited.
I did not understand that. I watched it three times, and
I'll say this too. I actually do not enjoy the movie The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Nope.
I don't like it. I thought
it was gonna be right up my alley, and
me too. I love Rushmore. I love Moonrise Kingdom, the Grand Budapest Hotel. I mean, any number of movies that he's done. The Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, those couple of flicks. I think there was like a movie too that he like a mini thing he did that was like a companion piece to the Darjeeling Limited because it was Natalie Portman and Jason Schwartzman's characters. Hotel Chevalier or something like that, or Chevalier, something like that. Yeah, it's the same character that Jason Schwartzman plays in the Darjeeling Limited. It's like his wife or girlfriend whom he was with before he got on the train with his brothers. Terrible. I did not enjoy those flicks. But regardless, yeah, hopefully it's gonna be good stuff. That would be nice for all of us. Yeah, so that's great. Glad to see Wes Anderson still doing stuff.
I wanted to get your opinions on all your opinions on one thing. There was an article I read earlier this week. We talked briefly earlier today about remakes. Or when Brandon, you were talking about your thing on Reddit. It wasn't Reddit, internet.
That's fine.
You mentioned remakes and stuff. That's what I was talking about. But the article I read that they're gonna remake the Alfred Hitchcock classic Vertigo, and they're eyeing Robert Downey Jr. to play Jimmy Stewart's role. Now before
this is an interesting situation.
Now, normally, I'm dead set against remakes. There's certain ones that I like, but majority of them I'm, not a fan of. But I am too, because Robert Downey Jr. is a good actor. He's been through a lot, and I think he can pull this off because Vertigo is a bona fide Hitchcock classic, and I think Downey Jr. can pull this off. But I wanted to ask you all, do you think he could pull it off? Do you think it's possible?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to gauge. Honestly, I mean, Vertigo is firmly entrenched in filmic history. There's been no other. I mean, what else can you draw a direct comparison to with that movie?
Psycho 1998, because that was remade too.
No. I mean specifically Vertigo. I'm just saying, like, it's not like there's anything. There's no in between.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
It's just that Vertigo is very much Vertigo. It is that Alfred Hitchcock movie starring Jimmy Stewart, and there it is, right in front of you. It's a bold move. Hopefully it pans out. I like Robert Downey Jr. I think it would be really great for him to have something that is able to separate him away from Marvel a little bit more.
You didn't think Doolittle did that?
No, I do not. I don't think a lot of people think much about Doolittle at all. That's one of the issues.
It was such an accident.
He's been doing a lot of producing.
Especially,
he was supposed to. He and his wife, they produced the show Perry Mason, the sort of readaptation of the books on HBO, starring Matthew Rhys, and it's an excellent show. It really is. It's so good. The first season is all like prologue. I was so confused when I was watching, not in a bad way. Because Perry Mason, I mean, it was a show on for years starring Raymond Burr as the title character, the lawyer, the defense attorney. And I started watching this show, and I was like, why the fuck is Perry Mason a private detective working for some lawyer? And I did not realize that's actually how the character starts. He's a detective who, through a series of events, ends up getting he passes the bar in like no time flat so he can defend someone. And that's when he decides, like, I'm gonna be like a halfway decent dude. Like he really has like an enlarged sense of justice, as it were. And Robert Downey Jr. was originally supposed to play the title character in the show, and scheduling stuff came up, and they decided to cast Matthew Rhys instead so they could continue moving on with the project. I'm glad they did, because Matthew Rhys is incredible in it so far.
I need to give that show another try.
It's really good, dude.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's on my list.
Makes more sense now that I was confused why Perry Mason wasn't a
lawyer. Not to give anything away. It really, honestly, if anything, if you're on the fence, this might be one thing that you can cling on to. Like, oh, okay, it turns into what I'm familiar with. But yeah, he starts off as a private detective for a defense attorney, who in the show is played by John Lithgow.
Yep.
And from that point, towards the end of the season, he ends up having to step in and become someone's attorney, like in this big case. And he passes the bar, and it's all very like hush hush, underhanded kind of stuff, but like for all the right reasons. And it's just really cool. It really is. I was so pleasantly surprised by it. And I was psyched when they renewed it for a second season. So Dara and I have been enjoying it. Like, it comes on like gangbusters.
Does anyone know if Robert Downey Jr.'s biopic on his dad is out yet?
Okay, I like that you called it a biopic.
Or sorry,
it's a biopic.
Yes, the documentary. Or
while you looked
I
at
haven't heard anything about it.
Tom Dog says Hitchcock remakes are a hit and miss. Willard was good where Psycho was not as good. Having said that, I'm willing to give Vertigo remake a chance because the original is my absolute favorite. Hey, thanks, Tom Dog.
Willard, like with the rats.
Yeah,
that's not a Hitchcock movie.
No, it's not.
I have no idea on that one.
The original starred Bruce Davison. No, they made a remake of it starring Crispin Glover.
That's the one I know of. I didn't know.
Yeah, that was a remake. Bruce Davison played Willard in the original. That's the guy who played, oh my god, the Senator Kelly in X-Men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first movie. But yeah, that's not a Hitchcock movie.
Yeah.
It's somebody else. Who is it? Let me Daniel Mann directed that in 1971.
Oh, not to go off not to backtrack, but the Robert Downey Jr. Documentary I was thinking of was Senior, yes. Because I saw the trailer for it last year.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, came out late last year.
Carrie says remaking Hitchcock is just a bad idea to begin with. His process, even the basic torturing of his actors and actresses, made the movies what they are. But it wasn't even so much the acting as much the extensive storyboarding he used to make things great. When we studied it in HS Humanities class, high school humanities class, we actually spent an entire day watching the opening credits and taking notes on them. I'll never forget Saul Bass.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Carrie.
They should remake The Lady Vanishes. That's the one they should go with because nobody fucking knows that one.
Where'd she go?
She vanishes, dude. Watch the movie. You'll find out. It's a spy movie. It's pretty cool. It's the first Hitchcock movie I ever saw. My dad loved it, and it's like, I think Hitchcock's like maybe one of his very, very first movies.
The very first Hitchcock movie I saw was The Birds, which actually is I think it's its 50th anniversary this year.
The first my favorite Hitchcock movie is High Anxiety by Mel Brooks.
Great fucking movie by
High Anxiety.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, let me see. I managed too much. Oh, Lady Vanishes. He did it in 1938.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think Shadow of a Doubt was literally after that, 1939.
He did a lot. Shadow of a Doubt was 1943.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he directed a lot between, like, I mean, that wasn't even his first movie, as it turns out. I mean, there's a lot of his very first was like full movie was The Pleasure Garden in 1925. Good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just saw something, and I did not know this until right now. Tim Blake Nelson is going to be in Captain America: New World Order.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who played Dr. Samuel Stearns, aka the leader in the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
You weren't listening to me.
I fucking fade in and out when you talk, Leo. Honestly, no, I missed it. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, I mentioned I didn't mention the actor, but I said the leader was coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. I did not. Well, yeah, that's
Are they
great.
gonna stick to the one-shot thing where Shield captured him?
Yeah, maybe. I guess. I mean, they haven't done a one shot in forever, huh?
No. Actually, I don't know if any. Oh, what were you gonna say, Leo?
No, I was gonna say the last one that was pretty much relevant that I know of was the tie-in to Shang-Chi.
All Hail the King.
Yeah.
Which came out years beforehand.
Yeah.
So
I actually think that's highly indicative not just of what we were seeing with Trevor in Shang-Chi, but also the fact that we got eyes on Justin Hammer, played by Sam Rockwell, in All Hail the King as well. Because if they're going to be doing an Armor Wars thing, I honestly cannot believe that they would not involve his character in that. I mean, he was one of those that he became involved with Iron Man 2 because he was one of the people that they were seriously looking at in contention for the role of Tony Stark with Robert Downey Jr. So, like, it makes perfect sense that if you were this close to hiring that guy to play your protagonist, then why not hire him to play an antagonist in the next movie? Because I totally would have bought Sam Rockwell as Tony Stark. You know, I would have had no problem with that. It is kind of funny too because he's been in a relationship with Leslie Bibb for many, many years, and she was in both Iron Man and Iron Man 2 as the reporter. But yeah, like, I really hope that we end up seeing something involving him again. I'm still just I have the hardest time wrapping my head around the fact that they hired fucking Harrison Ford to play General Ross.
I can't find what I was looking for, but I remember some parts of what I was going to say. So bear with me. Like I said, I have a bit of a headache. I discovered about a month and a half ago, about the plot of Captain America: New World Order being revealed. I'm not going to say what the plot is. You can look for it yourself and believe what you say on the internet. But I guess
words to live by, I guess.
Who can you trust on the internet these days? But I guess
me.
The spoilers, Steven?
Yeah, throw it up.
And you can trust me on that.
Throw it up, Leo. Throw up the spoiler thing.
I don't have a spoiler thing.
Oh, do you want me to mention it or no?
Well, I think we just did. I was asking if this is a spoiler or is this a rumor?
Both.
Like a spoiler or a synopsis?
Synopsis.
That's I wouldn't call that a.
So they're basically it's from what I read that President Thunderbolt Ross is going to be the villain, and a lot of nations in the world are fighting over. You remember in Eternals that big alien thing that came out of the Earth?
The Celestial?
Yeah, the Celestial.
Celestial, thank you. Basically, all the nations are fighting over that Celestial for the rights for adamantium. And Falcon, the new Captain America, is opposing President Thunderbolt Ross, and it just turns into one big Civil War 2.0, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, the implication is that the fossilized Celestial, or whatever you want to call it, is in fact adamantium. That's what the whole kit and caboodle is. If that's the case, super fucking lame. I don't like that at all. I mean, I think they were in a better position to have adamantium be the tempered form of vibranium.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
I totally would go with that. Like,
you have iron, but then you are able to change it slightly and build it into certain things, and that's where you get steel. That's exactly how I would have figured it would have gone with vibranium and then adamantium.
Yeah.
Bing bang. Like you could have adamantium straight up be like a full on alloy, like where it's a compound alloy. All right, maybe it's tempered vibranium with titanium, hence adamantium. Like that would have made a lot more sense to me than
we mined it off a celestial.
Like, yeah, you mined it off celestial. Like that is
what?
That is weird.
I know. That's why I'm like, maybe you guys can help me decipher it, because that's what I read, and I was just like,
I think for the long run, that's not for myself. I just think that'd be a weird choice, because when they eventually bring in the X-Men, like all of mutantdom, like that explanation going to stay for why adamantium exists, like what adamantium is? Because if they end up doing some weird crazy merger
with, be like extremely young.
It's I don't know, it's odd to me. Like Wolverine will have only been Wolverine for like a couple of years. Yeah, like since Sunday. Like,
well, I mean,
go for it.
I think I'm the best there is at what I do.
But the Celestial was growing in the planet for a while, though, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, but
so I mean, if they're gonna go that route, they could have said like, there's this weird metal we've mined like years ago that we've been playing around with.
Well,
not saying that it's like making it like it's an alloy, because we only had so much of it, we had to mix it with something else. And that's why Wolverine's been around for a while.
Yeah, or the only way that we could manipulate it was by making it an alloy. Otherwise, it hardened way too fast, so we had to make it a compound with titanium, and that's how we created adamantium. Like, it just sucks because I would have loved for that to have been how they explained Captain America's shield in the first Avenger, instead of it just being vibranium.
Yeah,
because that's like the way it is in the comic books. His shield is like a one of a kind, like alloy blend of like vibranium or adamantium and titanium.
And then,
well, hold on real quick. So no, it's okay. Just want to back up for a second. Like Wolverine could have been around for a while. They just maybe don't add the metal until recently, because I mean he's running around with just bone claws for the longest time.
Just bone claws.
Yeah.
All right. And tell you, if I saw some 5-foot jacked Canadian with fucking crazy ass hair and a fucking black tank top going, "Hey bub, you don't want to fuck with me, I'll tear your ass up." Oh, are you sure about that, short round? And then he just goes and fucking 6 pointy bone claws come protruding out of his fist. I'd be like, yeah, on second thought, I'm just gonna say I'm sorry.
The word "I'm sorry" has been used a lot.
Don't
when it comes from
I know that when I say the phrase "I'm sorry," it seems redundant, repetitive, tropey even, because how many situations have we all seen, like the one playing out before us now, in which someone realizes the stupid mistake they made and they try profusely to apologize before their ass is promptly handed to them. However, in this case, I implore you to see past all of that and accept the humanity of this situation. And also, I am pants pissingly scared right now. Please, 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 I'm sorry. Do not ventilate me with your knuckle claws.
Carrie says, so if he was growing, does that make him a living thing or something like the toenails or shed hair from an organism?
Are we talking about the Celestial?
Probably.
So to finish wrapping up what I was saying, I after hearing what you guys said, maybe this person was blowing smoke. Maybe this person was just got it from a unverified source. Who knows? This is why I don't believe anything the internet says until it's from a credible, verified source and not someone, not a troll or a bot or AI or chat GPT or anything like that. I believe what is verified and
I didn't think about using chat GPT to make Marvel spoilers. That could be fun.
Oh, that could be fun. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of doing that.
God damn it, I created a monster.
Hey, chat.
See, you say you created a monster. I say you just created new hobbies.
Oh yeah.
I just want to say for a second, there is
that was weird.
Yeah, that was.
I did that because the AI and chat GPT thing is just.
It's not AI.
I was like, are Ewoks about to fucking like put us on a spit roast?
I think that was supposed to be Terminator.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch the full beat.
It's just real fancy and
no spoilers, but what we make.
You can get Chat GPT Pro, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the Pro versus?
I'm pulling a Samuel L. Jackson here. I've had
Christ.
it with these motherfucking Chat GPTs on this motherfucking show.
I love playing with it. It's fun.
Oh yeah. So if you pay the subscription fee, you get essentially access anytime you need it. So like normally if
what the hell's going on during the day? I go play with it and
people
like
using it for work and stuff, you know. But if you paid a monthly fee, you get access to it, but you also get access to GPT-4.
What's
the free
that?
It's the new updated algorithm.
Oh.
The one that tells you I love you.
Oh, really? I don't need that in my life.
It hasn't told me that yet, yo.
That shit was so creepy.
Which one?
Oh, I don't know. Fucking take your choice, honestly. It's all pretty creepy. I don't like that
I think
shit
the
at all.
Bing one is like really
Oh,
creepy.
yeah, that fucking... I like your skin. Give me your skin. Whoa, all right. Hold on.
Wait, what movie
That's
you
not how
guys
this
talking
goes.
about?
No movie.
AI.
It's not the movie.
Just Microsoft being
Real
Microsoft.
So anyway, Carrie specified. She said the metal mind from it in reference to what she said. You know, if he was growing, meaning the celestial, does that make it a living thing or something like the toenails or shed hair from an organism? Think of it more like oil. It's an element that was created from the instantly fossilized form of a cosmic being. So much like oil is the remains of dinosaurs with pressure and time, it changes into a completely different thing altogether that has altogether different properties from the organism it was when it was alive. So we don't qualify oil as a living thing. Therefore, I would say that were the metal mined from the remains of that cosmic being, we would just simply refer to it as metal / new element / quote unobtainium.
But is she asking
we're
like,
Americans.
This scenario
we
that
rename
it was
everything.
being mined while it was growing?
Oh yeah. Oh, while it was growing. Okay, yeah, fair enough. See, that's the thing. I don't think that it would be something that they would be able to get to while it was gestating, because the whole thing was that it was at the core of the earth.
Yeah.
And they're not going down to the core of the earth to get metal. That's just not happening. And
I've seen that movie before.
Leaking probably wouldn't be a feasible thing, like veins of it coming up, because it's sort of like an egg, you know, and if the egg was cracked before it was ready, that, you know, the chick inside is going to die. It would be the same thing with the celestial, hence the egg itself.
I just want to know, like, as he grew out of the planet, how come that didn't like throw off the wobble?
The wobble?
The wobble. Earth's wobble.
Sure.
That's
So Tom Dog, I'm thinking about using ChatGPT to spoil WrestleMania this weekend. No need. I just did it for you, Tom Dog. So I asked Dan.
Go ahead.
I asked Dan. Apparently, that's the name of the ChatGPT service that I could ask. But Dan says it is not within my abilities to predict future events with absolute certainty. However, based on current trends and statistical analysis, it appears that the wrestler with the highest probability of winning WrestleMania this weekend is Roman Reigns.
Bullshit.
Now, have you guys heard that they're trying to get sports betting for wrestling?
Yep.
Like, that blew my mind. I was like, what?
That's one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard. At that point, why don't you just fucking bet on the season finale of fucking CW shows?
Well, that's what I was saying.
Wow. I mean,
that's the conversation I was having with my girlfriend. I'm like, I don't understand this. How do you do, like, because at any point,
one leaked script.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more absurd in the fact that.
And what do you think's gonna happen at the end of the season of Days of Our Lives?
No, the betting with wrestling from a betting, continuing betting, it's more absurd.
Is Erica alive?
It's more absurd. You can't bet, wrestling, but you also, when you're betting March Madness, because if you're March Madness, if anyone that's listening or watching right now, March Madness fans, if you're in a gambling state like Connecticut, you can't bet on the college team that's in the Final Four, UConn. So apparently they can't do.
Sounded like you had a University of Connecticut on your throat.
Yeah. Huskies. But yeah, apparently in Connecticut, you cannot bet on college teams.
Really?
Yeah. Local college teams.
Cool.
Other college teams you can bet.
I don't bet on any college teams, so I got that going for me.
Yeah,
I don't bet.
So according to Dan, I asked the same question: who's going to win March Madness? Same thing. He can't predict the future, but for March Madness tournament this year, the top contenders are Gonzaga, Baylor, Illinois, and Michigan.
Okay. For the record,
if you say so.
Let me just say one thing: the assistant coach for UConn in the March Madness is Bill Murray's son, because Bill Murray has been at every single UConn game for March Madness, and there was a picture of him, hugging his son. So that's because I was trying to figure out why Bill Murray's at.
And here we have a picture of Bill Murray hugging a man at a basketball game that we can only assume is his son.
No, I was just,
truly a sight to behold.
I was just trying to bring the pop culture back.
And he tells it.
Once a great Ghostbuster, now a proud dad at a college basketball game.
Who are you betting on, Tom Dog?
Tom Dog says, I already did my DraftKings bet on this weekend's WrestleMania main event involving Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes.
I'm amazed.
Yeah. Have fun with it.
Well, yeah, as long as if you're enjoying it, I guess, like, hey, who am I?
To coin a phrase on Biff, all you got to do is bet on the winner and you'll never lose.
Hey, with wrestling, that should be a lot easier.
Easy peasy. Just bet on the winner every time. Why don't I just do that? Why doesn't everybody do that?
We're coming on 11 o'clock, so we should wrap things up unless anybody has anything else before we do.
I don't think I do. I think I'm good.
No.
Yep.
You guys want to show off your shoes one more time?
I mean, no, I moved the box over there already.
They cost me like $80.
They're shoes.
I
did get another NECA.
Ooh,
another?
A Gremlins.
Gremlin.
Is that? I got to pick up the one of the gremlin not streaking, but
Flasher.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about grabbing a Marty and Doc to go with my DeLorean. So because I'm gonna have the Batmobile.
Do they fit in it?
I don't know. I think it's relatively same size. I just want to have them stand next to it.
Well, NECA doesn't have DeLoreans for.
No, I have a DeLorean.
Well,
you went back in time, Steven.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about getting a Doc and Marty to put next to it. So like I'm gonna have the Batmobile coming from McFarlane with
the Nipplemobile, fantastic.
Nipplemobile, yeah. So I'm gonna have the Batmobile along with Batman. So I'm thinking about like also setting up the DeLorean with Doc and Marty, and I'm also toying around of getting the '66 Batmobile.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I haven't opened this. I'm probably not going to. He-Man designed by Virgil Abloh.
Ooh, what?
You got Jeremy's attention.
I haven't opened it though because I'm probably.
I didn't know you had such tastes.
Well, for the for the Mattel thing, I haven't opened this yet, but I mean, you can pop out the box like.
Oh! Don't rip it.
I'm not gonna rip it.
I'm wearing one of my new Roosevelt shirts. It's Scooby Doo.
It's the 2 figures for No
Holds Barred.
Oh wow!
Holy flirkin' schnit!
It comes in the VHS packaging, and I guess you open it up, and
we've talked about wrestling for upwards of 7 minutes, and I do not like it.
I guess they're in the VHS here, so it looks,
Wow, that's ornate. I like it.
It was like a Mattel special last year. So
does the movie actually come with it?
No.
Oh.
I can't even give that thing away.
Such a tease.
You got Scooby. Oh, you got the whole Scooby Doo ensemble. Oh, that's cool.
Like, whoa, Scoob.
I'm trying to find it. I placed the Etsy order and it won't show for a while.
Wow, cool story.
Yeah. No,
What are they making for you?
I ordered some actually it wasn't from Etsy. It was a random shop.
That's probably super reliable then.
I know. It's a repro of Best Box Online. I ordered repro NES boxes.
Oh, look at you.
Best Box.
Wow. So you've jumped from Atari to NES, huh?
Well, I'm gonna have a mixture, so I'm gonna clear off some space on the wall. So I'm gonna have my Atari, but I'm also gonna have some NES games to go along with it. So I have the boxes for Kid Icarus, Mario.
Whoa,
that was great.
Hold on, everyone, stop right now. Shh. You have what, Leo? What was the name of that game that you just said? And please,
Icarus.
Okay.
Icarus.
Kid Icarus.
I have called it Icarus since I was a kid.
But everyone else has called it Icarus for 3,000 years.
Yeah, a few thousand longer than you've been alive.
Yeah, it's a fucking Greek myth, for Christ's sake.
I know.
Well, hold on, wait.
It's not just Captain N.
Do you know who Icarus's father was? Like the story. I'm not going to give the whole breakdown.
You
know the actual name of the story.
You can watch the storyteller.
It's the father's name and Icarus.
I don't know. It's not Zeus,
right.
Is it?
No. His father was
trapped in
an inventor. He makes wings out of wax, and he tells Icarus, okay, we can use these to get out, but don't fly too high and too close to the sun, or else the wax will start to melt, and then you'll fall to your death. And Icarus doesn't listen to him. He flies too close to the sun,
and he falls.
Yada yada yada. His
father's
name
was I knew. I didn't know the father.
Daedalus. Daedalus. Seen that before?
Yes.
Stargate Atlantis.
You say Daedalus? You said Daedalus and Icarus? I have to drive down to fucking Connecticut and put my foot up your ass.
I'll get the popcorn and a lawn chair, and I'll witness this.
Yeah, get me a boot while you're at it, Steve. Have it waiting for me.
Okay. So, Kid Icarus.
Kid Icarus.
I live for Leo enunciations.
Kid Icarus. I like how all the rest of us were like, what? Wait a second. Don't just buzz by that one, Leo.
Okay, so also Mario 1, 2, and 3.
So that's not Mario. Okay.
Yeah,
Mario.
Just trying to get a bead on baseline on you.
TMNT, the first one, Metroid, Donkey Kong, and Zelda 1 and 2.
So why have you decided to go with repro boxes instead of the actual boxes? Besides pricing, I'm assuming.
It's totally pricing, and I just want to display them, so it's.
Are you going to get the games to go along with them, or just?
I already have several of the games.
Okay.
Remember when you were a child and you couldn't wait to get those cartridges so you could play the games contained therein, and now you're decorating a fucking wall with them.
I can also validate Leo's answer, because when we were at a video game convention last year, Leo asked me to look for a certain game, and the cheapest price of this said game, I don't remember what the name of the game was.
It was Dragon Warrior. The cheapest price was like $100. I passed one at a fucking con for $25. I debated on picking it up.
Yeah.
Dragon Warrior was a great
Oh my
game.
god, it's such a great game.
The Rainbow Bridge, everything.
Love that game. That's what really got me into RPGs. Was
here.
Zelda, the first Zelda, but that one, that was like the first major RPG.
I still play the Dragon, whatever they're called now. They're not Dragon Warrior anymore. But
it's
I wish I still had the Zelda game that I had. My aunt bought it for me when I was given the Nintendo for my 7th birthday.
The gold cartridge.
It was the gold cartridge.
I have that somewhere amongst my stuff. I have 2 copies of it.
I just wish that I had known for the first 2 years of owning it to not name my file Zelda.
Yeah.
Is I couldn't play the game. I literally nothing was where it was supposed to be, and I was like, this is all fucked up. And my uncles were like, keep it. If it's that fucked up, it'll be worth something in the future. And then I moved to Brockton from Boston, and I met my friends Will and Joe, and I was like, yeah, I can't do shit on it. And they loved RPGs, loved them. They're like, let's take a look at it. And they're like, that sounds pretty fucking weird. And as soon as I turned on the game, they're like, you're a fucking idiot. And I was like, I'm inclined to agree with you. Could I just have the reason? And they're like, dude, you named this Zelda. I'm like, the name of the game is Zelda. I couldn't fit Brandon. It's 1 letter too many. You can only put 6 letters in for a fucking name. And they were like, yeah, dude, that puts you on the 2nd quest. And I was like, 2nd quest? Yeah, the map is completely flipped around. It's inverted. Everything's the opposite of where it's supposed to be. I was like, oh, I did not see that mentioned in any of the numerous issues of Nintendo Power I received in the mail. That is horse shit. And once I renamed, I just named it to Link. And I was like, oh my god, this game is playable. This is amazing. And yeah, Zelda was my shit for the longest time. I mean, A Link to the Past is probably my all-time favorite video game.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I love that game. I was obsessed with it. I wanted it so bad. And then I got a GameCube, and I worked at GameStop, and I managed to get the fucking disc that had every fucking Zelda game on it up through N64.
Nice.
Oh, it was great.
I didn't know that existed.
Very few people did. Yeah. Not everybody knew that it existed, and that's why I was very proud to have it. And then I traded it in for an obscene amount of money.
Very nice.
That one game almost completely financed me getting a new PlayStation 3 or whatever. Oh, wow. Not a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2. Yeah, PlayStation 2. I was like, yeah, thank you. I'll take it. Okay. I beat Smash Brothers Melee 100% with everything. I'm good with the GameCube now. I did what I needed to do with it. You can have it. I didn't work for GameStop anymore, so I didn't fucking care about having an Xbox or a GameCube any longer. I played Enter the Matrix. I played Super Smash Brothers Melee. All right, take your systems. Good. Seriously, Enter the Matrix was like the only game I ever really gave a shit about on Xbox. It was only on that system for the longest time. And yeah, once I beat it, I was just like, well, there's that.
Halo.
What a fancy paperweight that I have here in the room attached to the television. Great.
Halo 2 was the one I really enjoyed on Xbox because I had a bunch of friends who would play the multiplayer religiously all the time. And I would waste so many hours playing the multiplayer on Halo 2.
I mean, it was never a big thing. I think the games I played most obsessively were actually Enter the Matrix wasn't the only one. I also played Evil Dead Regeneration, I think, was on Xbox. Because I was all about the Evil Dead games. Those are games that I like to watch all the cutscenes for and get the story because it was like the closest thing to a sequel coming out of Army of Darkness for any of the stuff. And since it was Bruce Campbell doing the voice in every one of those games, like it was perfect.
When you all get the chance, and if you all have PS5s, check out Evil Dead, the game.
I mean, I do have a PS5, but I have not hooked it up yet because I still need to get a television that is appropriate for it. You know, just having a nice high def television isn't enough any fucking more. So I have to get a fucking ultra high def so I can actually like see everything the way it's meant to be seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultra 4K.
Wait,
I just gave up on looking for one.
Yeah, I went with the Series X.
You know, I frequent Costco a lot, and
I was a PlayStation person until the Series X.
I went to Costco, and you know how you have like the little pieces of paper where you can get the expensive thing, and you take it to the register, and they'll get it for you after you pay for it.
Oh yeah.
They had like those little papers, and they were in like the little things. And there was a lot of PlayStation 5 little paper things.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot.
I had to pay for Costco though.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Is the membership worth it? I don't know. No, if you go to if you go to Amazon, you can get a PlayStation 5 now.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't bothered looking.
Yeah, I gave up.
Yeah, they sent stuff out about a month and a half ago saying like, oh yeah, okay, we have plenty to go around. So,
yeah, the restock is very easy to find because every single day, like every hour, I get an email, a restock alert. So,
yeah. And I would recommend going with the disc version.
Yeah.
Yes.
And getting yourself a nice hard drive extension.
Yeah. Actually, I have the hard drive extension, but I should have gotten the disc. But I have digital. But I have the hard drive extension. So.
Yeah, so
the God of War bundle is actually available at my local Best Buy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sounds like
my next major purchase is my Mac Mini.
Yeah, smart move.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's my next purchase too. So.
It's not mine. So just put that right out there. It's not my next purchase. I don't know.
And you get a Mac Mini, and you get a Mac Mini, and you get a Mac Mini.
Oh, listen to fucking Leo Winfrey over here. All right. Well, I think that
probably wrap. Yeah.
That puts the period out the end of that fucking sentence.
Yeah, totally. Okay, I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. You know my stuff. Just Google me, Leo Pond. You'll find a bunch of stuff. Yada yada yada. I do a lot of stuff with these fine gentlemen here. You know, we do today midweek geeks. Also, still token with. I'm doing several shows with Mr. Blandon here. He'll tell you about one of them, also the Dork Night, where we talk about everything Batman, splash pages on Tuesdays, bunch of stuff. And speaking of that, Mr. Brandon,
Yeah. So as Leo said, one of the shows that he and I do alongside our friend Justin Cooper is the Dork Night. We talk about all things Batman, and we juxtapose that every other week with the Comics Paradox podcast, in which the three of us discuss what ifs in Elseworlds as well as other alternate reality story arcs and what have you. It's a lot of fun. We have some really great issues that we cover, and then some are just real. Some of them are 20 pages long. Like that's the nicest thing you can say. But it's always a fun time. You get to see a lot of different takes on roads not taken for certain characters in ways that they differ from one small thing occurring or not. And those appear every other Sunday. 1 week will be Dork Night, the other is Comics Paradox. And you can you follow me on social media. Follow I was gonna say follow Comics Paradox on social media at Twitter for its comics at comics_underscore paradox, and on Instagram at Comics Paradox Podcast. And you can check those out wherever fine podcasts are broadcast.
Awesome. Yo
St. Laurent on Instagram is pretty much the only place you'll find me. So yeah, follow me there.
Jar Jar.
Hey, check out Comic Book Lovers Buy, Sell, and Trade on Facebook. And if you want to buy, sell, and trade comic books and stuff like that. And also Splash Pages every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock with my homie Leo Pond. And Rich Velvet Joker and Drew the Marshmallow Mallow.
The Marshmallow.
Ghostbuster Man 1984. And
Ghostbuster Man.
Next week we'll be talking about All-Star Superman.
Yeah, All-Star Superman.
The comic
versus.
book? The comic book or the animated movie? Oh.
We're gonna do a read and compare. Read, watch. Yeah. Welcome to join us if you want.
Always.
I just may if you'll have me. Flowers for me by Mr. Beauregard, I do declare.
I'm welcome to join too if you want me to. Super Retro Throwback Reviews. We have 3 shows. Super Retro Throwback Reviews, the audio files comes out on Mondays. CSI the Vegas Files is on temporary hold because my girlfriend's schedule, my schedule's a bit fucked right now. So that's on a hold until mid-April. Our 3rd show, Hot Gossip with Carly Kingsley, comes out every Saturday night, and providing I'm not held hostage by my 2nd job, I'm here every Wednesday on the Midweek Geeks. Providing, my actions tonight, I'm not thrown out from the network, but I am part of the Dorkening Podcast Network. So
okay.
I like the idea of your 2nd job, like all of a sudden, like kicking your bedroom door open in the middle of the night. Just like, this will only take a second.
Get on the floor.
Listen up, the plans have changed.
With that, we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Adios.